The woman who felt alone in her marriage. Hi everyone, welcome to the Namami YouTube channel. This is the story of a woman who had everything people thought she needed. A husband, a child, a good job, a comfortable home, but inside that home, she often felt completely alone. Her name was Anjali. Anjali was a software engineer working in Bengaluru. She was independent, hardworking, and very close to her family. When she reached marriageable age, her parents started looking for a suitable match. After meeting several families, they introduced her to Karthik. Karthik had a stable career and came from a respectable family. Their first meeting was simple. They spoke about their jobs, families, interests, and expectations about marriage. Karthik seemed quiet and responsible. Anjali felt that he was a good person. Both families were happy, and eventually, Anjali and Karthik agreed to get married. The first few months of their marriage went smoothly. Like most newly married couples, they went out together, visited relatives and slowly adjusted to their new life. Karthik wasn't very expressive, he rarely said romantic things. But Anjali didn't worry much about it. She thought, maybe that's just his personality. She believed love would naturally grow stronger with time. A few years later, they welcomed a beautiful baby. Anjali was incredibly happy. Their small family finally felt complete. But after becoming parents, something slowly started changing. Life became busy. Anjali returned to her software job after her maternity break. Some days she worked from home. Other days she traveled to the office. Her mornings became hectic. She would wake up early, get herself ready, take care of the baby, prepare whatever was needed for the day, attend meetings, reply to emails, finish development tasks, and somehow manage her responsibilities as a mother at the same time. By evening, she was exhausted. Karthik was busy too. He worked hard and believed his biggest responsibility was making sure his family was financially secure. He paid the bills, he planned their finances, he made sure the family had everything they needed. But there was one thing Anjali desperately wanted from him: his time. Sometimes after putting their child to sleep, Anjali would sit beside Karthik. "Karthik, can we talk for some time?" He would look at her and ask, "About what?" "Nothing particular, I just want to talk to you." Karthik would smile slightly, "But what should we talk about? We see each other every day." Then he would return to his phone, television, or whatever he was doing. For Karthik, there was no problem. They had a house. They had a healthy child. They had jobs. They were financially comfortable. So in his mind, their marriage was perfectly fine. But Anjali saw marriage differently. She didn't only want someone who shared a house with her. She wanted a partner who shared his life with her. Sometimes she tried telling him about her day. Something funny that happened during an office meeting. A problem she was facing at work. Something their child had done. But often his responses were short. Okay, good. And the conversation would end. Slowly, Anjali stopped telling him things. That was when the loneliness became worse. They weren't fighting. There was no major betrayal. There was no dramatic problem. They simply stopped connecting. And sometimes, silence between two people can hurt more than an argument. Then came Anjali's birthday. She wasn't expecting an expensive gift. She didn't want jewelry. She didn't want a new phone. She simply hoped Karthik would plan something. Maybe dinner together. Maybe a small cake. Maybe a handwritten note. Maybe even an hour where they could sit together and talk. A few days before her birthday, Karthik casually said, "For your birthday, I'll give you 15,000 rupees. Buy whatever you want." Anjali smiled, but something inside her sank. She didn't want 15,000 rupees. She wanted him to think about her. She wanted him to choose something because he knew what she liked. She wanted effort. For Karthik, giving her money was his way of saying, "Buy something you love." For Anjali, it felt like, "I don't know what you love." That night, she lay beside her sleeping husband and wondered, "Why'd I feel lonely when someone is sleeping right next to me?" She started questioning herself. Am I expecting too much? He doesn't hurt me. He takes care of the family. He works hard. He's a good father. So why am I unhappy? For months, she kept those feelings inside. Until one evening, everything came out. Their child was asleep. Karthik was sitting in the living room. Anjali sat across from him. "Karthik, I need to tell you something." He immediately noticed that she was serious. "What happened?" She looked at him and said, "I feel alone." Karthik was confused. "Alone? I'm here. Our child is here." "What do you mean?" Anjali's eyes filled with tears. "That's exactly the problem. You are here physically, but sometimes I don't feel like you're with me." Karthik remained silent. Anjali continued, "I don't need expensive gifts. I don't need money for my birthday. I earn too. I need my husband. I want you to ask me how my day was. I want us to laugh about stupid things. I want us to go somewhere without needing a reason. I want you to sometimes put your phone away and just sit with me. I don't want us to become two people who only discuss bills, work and our child. Then she said something that stayed with Karthik. I don't want to wake up 10 years from now and realize we became strangers while living in the same house. For the first time, Karthik understood what she had been trying to tell him. He had always believed that being a responsible husband meant working hard, earning money and providing a secure life. His own father had been the same. Nobody had ever taught him that emotional presence was also part of a relationship. He looked at Anjali and quietly said, I thought I was doing everything I was supposed to do. Anjali replied, you are doing many things right. But I don't only need a provider. I need a partner. Things didn't magically change the next morning. Real relationships rarely work that way. Karthik was still a quiet man. Anjali was still busy with work and motherhood. They still had disagreements. They still had stressful days. But now, they started making small changes. Some evenings, they kept their phones away during dinner. Once their child was asleep, they spent 20 minutes simply talking. Not about money, not about household responsibilities, not about work that needed to be finished. Just about themselves. Once or twice a month, they went somewhere together. Sometimes it was just a walk. Sometimes tea at a small cafe. Nothing expensive, but Anjali started feeling something she had been missing for a long time. Connection. Months later, another special day arrived. This time Karthik didn't ask Anjali what she wanted to buy. He came home with a small cake. Along with it was a simple handwritten note. It wasn't beautifully written. It wasn't poetic. It simply said, thank you for telling me what you needed instead of giving up on us. Anjali read it and smiled. The gift probably cost less than anything Karthik had given her before. But to her, it meant much more than 15,000 rupees. Because this time, the gift wasn't money. It was effort. Half the story. A marriage can have money, a beautiful home, good careers and wonderful children, and still feel lonely if two people stop connecting. Providing for your family is important. Taking responsibility is important, but relationships also need time, conversation, affection, attention, and effort. Sometimes your partner isn't asking for an expensive gift. They're asking you to sit beside them, listen to them, laugh with them, and remind them that they are not alone. Because love isn't only about building a life together. It's also about being emotionally present in the life you've built. Thank you for watching. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe to the Namami YouTube channel. We'll meet again with another meaningful story.